Well, today's stage proved to be one that absolutely suited Jean-Louis Schlesser. He designed his own buggies, has done for an awful long time, and if you just squint a little bit, you might see a bit of Volkswagen in there. I think their design for the Touareg owes more than a doff of the cap to this man. He's an absolutely superb competitor, and he builds machines that are not only quick but lightweight as well, and it seemed to suit him today, and Schless came in with the victory. Absolutely brilliant. Carlos Sousa, again, the Portuguese. Well, it's a good job it wasn't a rock or a tree. It was merely a bush, and just couldn't decide which side of it to go. Find the right way in the end, and in fact finished the day in second place behind the absolutely charging Schlesser. And if you're wondering what happened to Carlos Sainz, well, I can tell you, he finished in third, but significantly he is the leader overall, leading by 1 minute and 55 from De Villiers. It's Volkswagen's 1, 2 and 3 in the overall standings. They're looking so handy. But when it's all going your way, it's great. De Villiers was out there, gunning for the horizon, finding his marks brilliantly. Not quite as well as Sainz, and Dani Roma was doing well for Mitsubishi as well. He is the lead Mitsubishi overall. All credit to him. The 00, Luke Alfond, only managed 7th spot today for Mitsubishi. He looks nervous. He's arguing with his co-driver. It doesn't bode well for him. He just needs to re-find his focus through the dust, over the rock, through the soft stuff. He'll get there in the end. Well, bouncing, but not bouncing happy. The entire Mitsubishi team. I tell you that Stefan Pederhansel had his troubles on this day, getting into the soft stuff, working the clutch just too hard, and in fact he was to burn it out, and well, he was lucky to find a water hole, and he needed it. That's the clutch housing he's got, and the steam tells its own story. I think he was using a kind of a plastic glove box there at one point. There it is.
Stéphane, très rapidement en un mot, qu'est-ce qui vous est arrivé alors en sortant des dunes?
Stéphane, very quickly, can you just tell us what happened? So as we got stuck, burn out the clutch.
On a fondu l'embrayage.
Et là, vous pensez que ça prend combien de temps pour changer ça?
How long will it take you to change it?
Vous savez c'est combien de temps pour changer ça?
Je sais pas, c'était bouillant donc c'est un peu la galère.
No idea for the time being. Do you want me to throw this clutch away? Absolutely not. Keep hold of it, he says. We might well need it, the part, a little later on. Well, all those hours of mechanical training that they engage in, serving them very well indeed. Pederhansel today coming home in 10th place, which wasn't bad after that exertion. 9th overall, 24 minutes down of the lead pace. Things can still change. There's a lot of time still left in this one. Carlos Sainz, it's all just going so nicely for him. Last year was a kind of, I don't know, nemesis for him, really, if that's the right word. He absolutely loved the Dakar, said he was coming back, and he's riding it brilliantly, taking it a bit more easily, and he leads overall. Lead Mitsubishi, Roma. Yes, finished 4th today. He's 4th in the ranking. Lost 10 minutes because of a puncture, but others were having a much worse time. And BMW, they were really getting caned today. Chicherit, the best of them, finishing in 8th place, but you had to look a long way further down for some of the big names that we're expecting to feature, such as Kleinschmidt and, of course, Al Attiyah. Al Attiyah finishing today in 18th position. Matsuoka passed by Al Attiyah at that point. What's happened to Matsu? Struggling he certainly is. Well, he was taking it easy. We thought it was because he was just easing off. It seems that he's got his problems. Well, Chicherit, Gerland Chicherit, the extreme skier, taking his time just to clean out the camel grass to stop his engine overheating. Trouble is, when you do stop, the airflow stops as well, and the overheating gets even worse. He was all right. He did manage to carry on. Chicherit finishing 8th today. He was the lead BMW despite this stop. And locals just seem to pop up from absolutely nowhere, and they always seem to help out. They've got water on board as well. They're very, very kindly giving it to some of the competitors. Just hope they've got enough to drink to get them home. Al Attiyah finished 18th today. Looked quick, but then suddenly found his own troubles. 12th in the overall ranking. Jutta Kleinschmidt as well. 32nd today. It just gets worse, doesn't it? 25th in the ranking. 2 hours 23 down. Kleinschmidt. She had a nightmare. Ella Law didn't even make it over here for the German ladies. So BMW, despite many saying they were dark horses, taking a bit of a caning at the moment. A save for Shishirit, who's still going very well in 8th place. Don't forget Nissan as well. Rousselot is the top Nissan out there. Well-developed cars, steady development seems to be the order of the day for the Dakar. 9th today for Rousselot. He's 11th overall, only 50 minutes off the pace. Larry Vatanen taking it easy. He's the sort of fast-running assistance car now, but he moved up to 76 overall with his 11th place finish from 125 overall. Persons and Severson, we've told you, as far as the Brits were concerned, were the lead ones home. Tollefson and Quinton Evans, second of the Brits, finishing 47th. That's Robbie Gordon, in case you're wondering. He's having all kinds of bother with the Hummer. It just can't take it, it seems. 77th today, 49th in the overall ranking, 3 hours 40 off the pace. He's not going to make that back. Eric Vigouroux in the Pro Truck, which the Hummer, I think, personally is based on. Just look at the suspension travel and the wheelbase. You draw your own conclusions. Engine in a different place, naturally enough. And Vigouroux doing an awful lot better. 13th in the ranking, 1 hour 22 down. Buggies, you want buggies? Buggies in bits, you might well say. Well, they're having their troubles. Other buggies doing rather an awful lot better. And so is the Bowler Wildcat of Rochelle and Pugh, 79th today. So this is how they finished. Jean-Louis and his mighty buggy finishing in first place today. Never ever count him out. He's 7th in the overall ranking, but Carlos Sainz is the man who has gone top. And look at the gap. He's starting to pull away, but it's VW's 1, 2 and 3 for now. Well, it didn't go too bad today, says Schlesser. Navigation was a trouble for a lot of people. Not too difficult, but very tricky sometimes.
Ha sido un día bastante difícil.
And Sainz, he says it's been a difficult day because at the beginning there was an area of a bit of vegetation. We lost some time. We were off-road and we took a lot of vegetation and rocks in the front. We had to stop to clean it up. We also had a puncture, but apart from that, everything was okay. But there's been tougher days.
Aparte de eso, pues estamos aquí, hemos pasado otro día duro.
Looks nice and calm. The calm of the leader. Meanwhile, Stefan Petterhansel, I think he feels like he got away with it. He said, well, you never really managed to do Morocco well. I certainly don't, he says. It always seems to be the area that holds us up. And then as soon as we get away from Morocco, life improves. Didn't do any navigation mistakes, he said. Everything's going reasonably well, save for the clutch.